I think the only thing that went kind of wrong on my end was there anything that really went wrong? I guess I spent a bit too much time on my rant while Burn had to had apparently limited time to be actually gaming, which I understand. You know, he could have spoken up earlier, but you know, I do think big my fault. Didn't exactly realize we were on such a limit, but you know, still think it was a pretty fun time either way. You know, I wasn't expecting people to come in and eventually ask for like spidering advice. Like I know I'm not particularly bad at the game. I'm not the best. Like I barely play ranked. Granted, when I do play ranked, typically I do pretty well. Wasn't exactly expecting to seem like the kind you'd come to for advice. I guess I was kind of, you know, coaching Burn for a little while there. So, it definitely would look like I know what I'm doing, but little do they ever know. I just fuck around with the character. I wonder if it was because of the skin.
I'm not doing myself any favors.
Wow.
I would drink tea to help my throat, but the thing is, I can't drink tea.
Ah.
Yeah.
So you wanna stream?
I do, but I can't play for one. I have to go back to Dead by Daylight.
That's such a sad ending.
I know.
The bad end. Yeah, I really like this character. Honestly, the only buff that I want from Spider-Man, and I've said this so many times before, but it's absolutely just me wanting just one more bullet, you know? That's all I want. Like, I understand this character is like so close to being busted. He is so close to getting busted. Because if you buff his uppercut to have even like either a lower cooldown or do more damage, he's going to be doing crazy shit. Because like if we do that, you know, that's already super strong. But if this character could do bop bop, yeah, no, that'd be absurd. But you know, that's also really good. Like the character is built for this bullshit. And I really don't want them to buff Spider-Man like that. Because I do think you end up putting him in a situation where if you just make uppercut super good, or even just web zip super good, then you end up running the risk of the character being way too good in good people's hands and actually usable in a bad player's arsenal. Because you don't want a character that's rated 5 stars to get an easy combo. You know, there's a reason why Hela is rated only 3 stars. Like, her biggest issue is that, you know, she only has one movement ability, and it has a bit of cast time. And let's see, how far does this thing go? Let's see. From 0... Just going straight. 10 meters, right? Ah. About 17 meters. Like, it's predictable. It's predictable, and even if I do think there should probably be a 2-star or even a 1-star hero, it's still predictable. You can still track where she's going. She has a ult that's really strong, and it takes 2 shots to get 1 squishy. And that is crazy. Like, this character is super nuts. But Spidey? Rated 5 stars. Can do that. But it costs 3 abilities to swing in. It costs 1 bullet. Yeah. You got the swing in, which is already 1 ability. And then you've got this guy, which has a pretty long windup. Granted, there's not too many ways to escape this, because it goes from this far away. You know, like that's pretty crazy. Like the man is nowhere near him, but yet fucking bonk. Like if you buff any part of Spidey's damage, the character is going to go insane. But this character is so much fun. Like if you're here playing to have fun and not just to win, it's going to be the easiest character alive. But if you're playing for just flat wins, ooh, rough time, rough time. Like this ability is probably one of the strongest pulls in the game because of how fast you go midair. Like, ooh. The idea of that being a CC that can have, you know, technically, you know, if we really wanted to talk about it like that, hold on, where's a good place to measure this, I guess? Alright, let's just try this. This one's a little awkward, but... yeah, a 20-meter range. Oh, well, that's funny. Like a 20-meter range for any kind of CC ability that can insta-kill? Like, look at that thing. And like, that's... ooh. And you can also like bunny hop in order to get it up to 50 meters. Like this character has so much in terms of potential, which is why I'm super happy that they didn't decide to like, you know, buff any of his damage numbers, because I feel like they're seeing it. I feel like they already know. I feel like NetEase already knows that they should not buff this character's damage. Like, this is not this game's Genji. Spider-Man is not Genji. He's not a character that you can just buff some numbers for. Like Genji, where, honestly, if you buff his dash or you buff his shurikens, he actually becomes a good character with still decent counterplay. Spidey is a character that becomes unstoppable if he had a numerical buff. Like, if you were to just buff his numbers, the man's gonna be going insane. Because we already have a combo for one-shotting regular HP targets. So if you buff those numbers higher, he's going to be one-shotting 300 health combo, well, characters. Like, this man does not need a numerical buff. Like, the most he needs is just another, you know? He needs another. Either he... like, in order to get him from, like, a C-tier character that can really perform, like, at, say, a really high level. Honestly, no, I don't agree with him being, like, a C-tier character. I think he's a B-tier. Like, I think utilizing all of the right stuff, this character gets pretty decent value. But legitimately, if any decent Spider-Man player were to pick up Hela and put in the same amount of time, they'd probably be at minimum in GM. Like, actually. Like, this character just gets to play the video game. But it's a real big question if he has a winning chance. Like, some people like to call Spider-Man, you know, high risk, no reward. But he is a high risk, medium reward character, if we're being honest. Like, the idea that he can just kidnap people and take them on a trip is, like, the craziest part of this character. Like, his ability to displace people the way he can is easily Spidey's biggest strength. Like, a lot of Spider-Men, like, want to just clip farm, you know? A lot of them just want to clip farm. But one of Spider-Man's biggest strength is actually being goalie. Like, legitimately, being goalie is one of Spider-Man's biggest strengths. The idea of looking at a tank that's about to, like, you know, save the day, he's about to come in and do a lot for his team, he's gonna, you know, do a lot of tanking, and he just gets hit with that bullshit. Like, come on. Not only can a tank be sent straight back to spawn, but they can also just be displaced. Like, to an insane degree. Yeah, you can just yoink people from so far away. And you don't even have to kill them in order to get huge value. Because, yeah, like, imagine teams up there, they're trying to defend, and now their big boy is just that far away. Like, they're that far away from the fight where by the time they get back, Spider-Man already has this again in order to consistently make it a 6v5. Like, that's absolutely Spider-Man's biggest strength. Like, Spider-Man plays goalie, and that can be one of the biggest things for a Spider-Man, is that he is untouchable, and he can just say, you don't get to play with your team anymore. It's honestly one of the most insane ways to actually view Spider-Man. Like, it is insane just how good Spidey actually is at all of this. Like, I think one of my big things is that something that appears very often is whenever I'm seeing Spider-Man, you know, well, not Spider-Man. If I ever see a Doctor Strange, I already know what my plan is against Strange. The second he uses his ult, if I can't cancel it, then you know what I can do? I can at least pull the Doctor Strange away from my team. Pulling the Doctor Strange away from my team in order for him to, you know, not be able to use his big burst move, or not being able to, you know, finish off kills, and having them, you know, just have to deal with not being able to do anything, especially if, like, you know, you land one of these. If you land, you know, a big pool where they're just suffering. That guy's still walking! He's still walking. He moves, like, about as fast as Groot. So if you pulled Groot away... Hold on. We're going Groot. Yeah, this guy moves as fast as Groot. So, every time I have been pulling him away, and it's taken him that long to get back, that's me pulling a Groot out of the entire fight. And, like, it takes them so long. It takes them so long. I love Spidey. But this character should not get buffed. In numbers. Numbers will not help Spidey, because if they buff his numbers, then all that's going to happen is this character gets easier and more boring. That's what happens if you buff this character's numbers. Like, if you buff this move at all, guess what? Now you can just do that, but you won't even probably need, you know, this bit. Instead, you could probably just do this, because this is insane. Like, these moves are crazy. The only thing with Spider-Man that is actually, like, truly kinda bad is his overall damage output and consistency. Because he has huge burst moments. Like, Like, ooh, what's that, Groot? Oh. Like, what's that? Groot's trying to get back to his team, and he's now way, way further away from his team. And that's not even talking about, like, the certain maps where you can just, from spawn, from the enemy spawning, just yoink them off the map. It is crazy just how good Spider-Man actually is. Spider-Man can be incredibly good in the right moments. Like, Spider-Man just gets to do whatever he wants, whatever a spider can. And it is so, so cool. It's so much fun. Oh man. Like, they just go so far away. And because of them going so far away, you just get an opportunity to do whatever you want. And this motherfucker does good damage, even without the overhead. Hit him with a bop, 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 and you have it. You don't have to actually use a lot of your big stuff, as long as, like, you're able to get in people's faces. Like, the big problem with Spider-Man is that he just can't do a lot of consistent damage, but he does so much burst damage. But that burst damage is on such a long cooldown. And I think if you do make Spider-Man more consistent by, you know, giving him what I'd like, one more bullet, one more web cluster, just one more web cluster, this character gets even more value. Because not only do you get, you know, another try to land a shot, but you also just have more to work with after jumping people. Because, hold on. Let's see. How much does it take with just regular fire alone? How much does it take? Yeah, with one more, you still don't kill him. You use your entire clip. 7, 8. It takes 8 web clusters in order to actually do anything. Well, in order to get one kill with this character. And that's the part that makes this character very difficult to actually see too much value in. Because the man loves to move. And he's got a short cooldown for that movement. He gets his double jump back every time he swings. He gets his double jump back every time he uppercuts. He's just able to do a lot of moving. Which is supposed to be, you know, what opens him up in order to do stuff like this. You know, bop, bop, and bop, bop, bop. Like, ooh, is it nice? It's so nice, this character. But he is so reliant on it. Like, there's only one other character that is as that relies as heavily on his abilities as Spidey, and honestly more.